Hi, welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today we are making some pecan pie bars. I have all of the ingredients that we need to make these bars. You're gonna need some flour, some vanilla flavoring, a stick of butter, some corn syrup or Karo syrup. I have some salt, brown sugar, some pecans, of course, and then 2 eggs. So the first thing we want to do is take our butter. Mine is at room temperature, so it's going to be easy to mix our flour and other ingredients in with it. And then we're going to add in the rest of our crust ingredients. So I have a little bit of brown sugar, and then we're going to add in some flour. This is going to make a yummy crust for our pecan pie bar. So it's not a typical pie crust. It's going to be like a cookie crust almost. It's yummy. So I'm going to measure out our flour. And then all you do is mix the flour, brown sugar, and butter together. And then once it becomes crumbly, we're gonna go ahead and press it down into the bottom of a parchment-lined 8x8 pan. For this portion of the baking, we're going to have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. So I have that already going, and I'm going to press this crust down into the bottom of this pan, and then we are going to pop it in a 350 degree oven for about 5 to 8 minutes until it starts to look a little golden around the edges. Definitely not cooked by any means, but it's going to just be pre-baked before we add on the pecan filling. While my crust is in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and start part of the filling. We want to bring our Karo syrup or our light corn syrup and our brown sugar to a boil on the stove. As soon as it starts to boil, we're gonna pull it off though. So I'm gonna put it on the stove over medium-high heat, and as soon as I see that it is starting to boil, I will pull it off the stove and then let it start cooling down. This is just gonna dissolve that brown sugar into the corn syrup and make a really nice filling for our pecan pie bars. Okay, my crust is out of the oven, and I let it start cooling off a little bit while my brown sugar and Karo mixture was cooling. You want it to cool, it doesn't have to cool completely, but a little bit, because as you can see, I'm gonna add it to my 2 eggs here. And if it was boiling hot, it would just totally scramble those eggs. So you want to let it cool down quite a bit, and then we're gonna add it to our 2 eggs, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. So we're gonna add in the pecans, a little bit of flour, and salt and vanilla. Once you get all of your filling ingredients in your bowl and well combined, you're gonna pour it over your crust. I went ahead and bumped the temperature on my oven up to 450 degrees. Just like if you're making a pecan pie, or this is how I do it, you wanna start it out pretty high and then back the heat off after about 10 minutes. So we're gonna bake it at 450 for 10 minutes, and then we will bump the heat down to 350 and bake for another 20, 25, 30 minutes until our bars are set. Now it's time to pour the filling over our crust, and like I said, we are going to pop this in a 450-degree oven for 10 minutes, bump it down to 350, and bake for another 20 to 30 minutes. These pecan pie bars are so yummy. The crust is like buttery and crumbly and delicious. So it's just a different take on pecan pie, and I hope you try it. If you want the recipe, check the description box. I'll have it down there for you. So here it goes in the oven. And when it came out, this is what it looked like. It's caramelized around the sides, nice and golden. You definitely want these to cool completely before you try and cut them because they will just ooze out everywhere. I let mine cool completely. You could even refrigerate them and do it that way. With the parchment paper, it's super easy to get your bars out of your pan. And I just cut them into squares. I cut 9 squares. You could do smaller or larger if you wanted. And yeah, that was it. I served these by themselves, but you could do whipped cream or vanilla ice cream. That would be delicious. So like I said earlier, if you want the recipe, check the description box. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you on my next one. Bye guys.